Detective Comics number 13, written by John Layman, art by Jason Fabok. This is a new arc focusing on the Penguin, ostensibly. So we open up with flashbacks to Bruce Wayne donating a bunch of money to orthodontic and orthopedic surgeons, and then saying how that's why he doesn't feel bad when he punches criminals in the face, knocking out their teeth, and breaks their legs. And we see that it was just a typical mugging sort of thing. I think it was actually a robbery. And he's standing on the rooftop and Alfred's talking to him saying like, hey, yeah, no, good job and all, but you got like a gala, like an opening thing you got to get to. There is a children's hospital or something that's getting a new wing in the name of Martha Wayne. And he's like, yeah, no, I'll be there, Alfred. No big deal. No problem. Although a security alarm just went off across town, so I got to get there. Meanwhile, we see that there's a sniper wearing a demon mask who's got a clear shot on Batman. And he's like, hey, Control, should I take this shot? And they're like, no, Batman's not the target. We only focus on our target. And who's that target? Well, we find out 3 days earlier, Penguin put out a hit on Bruce Wayne because he doesn't like that Bruce is getting this children's hospital wing after his mother. Penguin wants it for himself, so he put a hit out by someone named the Ghost Dragons to kill Bruce Wayne. And the Ghost Dragons are like, yeah, no, totally, but just remember, we do not fail. And he's like, all right, whatever, sure. And then we see Penguin's new crony, like side guy. His name is Ogilvy. And Penguin's just like, hey, Ogilvy, make sure that you get the Wayne Manor some flowers. And he's like, oh, yes, sir, right away, sir. So that evening comes around, and everyone is like, where's Bruce Wayne? Penguin's like, he's not here yet. There's no sign of him outside Wayne Manor. There's the Ghost Dragon is currently sitting as a sniper position right outside the gala, ready to take the shot, but no one's able to see him anywhere. Meanwhile, Batman makes his way over to the next robbery, but he's like, something's not right here. Hey, Nightwing? He's like, yeah, you gotta, there's a thing on the opposite side of town to where I'm going. Go there and stop a robbery that's about to happen. And he's like, okay. And so Nightwing goes off and does that. Batman takes care of yet another robbery going on. And he threatens the one guy. He just holds him up and he's like, okay, here's what I know. You're a too-big criminal and you're not that smart. You broke into this place because this is a very specific security system that somebody lets you know all the special stuff to, but they didn't tell you about the secret alarm. So who are you? And he's like, oh, there was just some drunk guy. He was rambling about the system, and we just thought it was an easy score. And he's like, crap, all right. So then we cut back to Penguin, who's looking at the Martha Wayne Children's Center sign, and he's like, Ogilvy, I want to be loved. Not like romantically, but I want the people of Gotham to like me. So I'm going to start being likable. And Ogilvy's like, okay, sure, whatever. So Batman then calls up Nightwing, and he's like, hey, Nightwing, did you take care of that break-in? And he's like, yeah, no, they literally hadn't even started yet. How did you know that was going to happen? And Batman goes through this whole spiel about how all the things that have been targeted tonight have all had a specific security system, and they have bypass codes and blah, blah, blah. And Nightwing even says blah, blah, blah. So at that point, he's like, okay, here's the deal, Nightwing. Someone has been trying to string together as many robberies, all happening simultaneously, in order to keep Batman busy on opposite sides of town. I'm going to need you to fill in slightly and take care of those because I need to go do a gala thing. And Nightwing's like, yeah, sure, okay, whatever. So Batman goes to the gala, but before he gets there, he flies over the gala and he sees the sniper on the roof of the Ghost Dragon. And he's like, oh, well, I can take care of this easy. Cut back to Penguin, who's threatening the head of the hospital, I guess. And he's just like, here's the deal. Bruce Wayne may have given you a sizable donation. I'm going to double it and also threaten your life. So instead, you're going to name the wing after my deceased mother. And he's like, okay, but like the announcement isn't even for a few weeks. And he's like, I don't care. You're going to do it tonight. So that's the part I didn't understand was what are all these people gathered for if the announcement isn't for a few weeks? I genuinely don't get it. Anyway, so Batman's fighting the Ghost Dragon, and he's like, "Oh, this guy's good." Not as good as me. Punches him in the face, knocks him out, and sees his target was Bruce Wayne. And he's like, "Okay, all right, this is all clicking into place now. Why they didn't want Batman around here. Regardless, I'm here." And as he walks in as Bruce Wayne, he sees Cobblepot up on stage, shaking hands with the guy who runs the hospital, saying like, "Oh, thank you for our new wing, everybody." And Bruce is like, no. And then there's also the Ghost Dragon. He was only knocked out, so he gets back up. He comes in, he sees Bruce Wayne, and he's like, this ain't gonna stand. So then we go up to Cobblepot, and everyone's like, "Oh, Cobblepot, you're such a nice guy, so great, so cool." And then he tells Ogilvy, like, "Hey, you can take off the hit on Bruce Wayne. Like, if he was killed now, it would actually only cause more problems." And Ogilvy's like, remember how they said that they never fail? That means they also don't ever quit." And then we see the final page reveal is the Ghost Dragon with a flaming sword coming in and attacking Bruce Wayne. So, yeah. It's good. I'm not against it. I should say that this is a new run, and as such, the backup stories in this actually relate a little bit more to the story being told. That being said, I am still going to save them for 5th weeks, but if need be for the sake of storytelling, I will include it in the story itself. This week it was separate enough that I'm just going to wait until the end of the month. But yeah, no, this is a good start. I really do think that, okay, we've got a Penguin story here, and it's just going to be the thing where it's like, okay, he's going to change his public image. He's going to do that. And I think we've seen that a few times, but it's decent. It's a good enough story being told to it. I really do appreciate how they took it step by step. They were like, okay, Batman is literally doing his detective thing again. He is walking us through the process and saying, this is how I deduce this, which leads to this and that. Like, it's a nice forward and back. I really do enjoy that. So overall, good start to the run. Jason Fabok's art, fantastic. Just great the whole way through. Very well detailed, very expressioned. I can't find any fault in that at all. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is an 8. Really do enjoy it. Looking forward to the rest of the arc and what they do with Penguin.